morning, St. John's, coming to you live from the TV4 studio. I'm Justin Bailey alongside Ricardo. Today is a special Mass schedule, and these are your Tuesday morning announcements.
A representative from Mercyhurst University will be on campus tomorrow to speak with interested students. Be sure to register for appointments on SCORE and to get your teacher's permission if you will miss class. Read the weekly Monday Minute for more information and contact the College and Career Counseling Department with any questions.
A question and answer session about the Jesuit vocation will be held immediately after school today in room 111. Everyone is welcome to attend. Contact Father Sand or Father Lehane for more information, or if you are interested but unable to attend.
There will be a brief informational meeting for any high school students interested in wrestling this winter, tomorrow at approximately 3:20 in room 104. Contact Coach Schoen with any questions.
On Friday, October 29th, the SAJ National Honor Society will host a blood drive to support the American Red Cross. Donating blood only takes 30 minutes, and donors must be at least 16 years old. NHS members will be in the Commons during lunch periods. To help with signing up, our students can scan the QR code on the flyers hanging around the school.
The JV and varsity Quiz Bowl teams were each victorious in their matches against Anthony Wayne yesterday. Top scorers were Gavin Arrington for the JV team and Brendan Maloney for the varsity. Great job, Titan Trivia Masters.
The SJJ League of Legends esports team secured victory over Swanton. Nearly 3 hours of competition yesterday. Nate Allen, Adrian Gonzalez, Andrew Zoe, Jackson Lutz, and Will Pasekis competed for the team, which is now 4-1 on the season. Good job, Titan Gamers.
Now for Studio C with Mr. Kelly.
Good morning, St. John's. It's Mr. Kelly here with Campus Ministry. Today we have our second all-school Mass back in the chapel, so I just wanted to give a little brief update on that. Today we are celebrating the feast day of the North American Martyrs. These were 8 French Jesuits who were ministering to the Great Lakes region and then were eventually killed for their faith. So we're celebrating their witness to the faith today as we celebrate Mass. When we do celebrate today, again, we're asking you guys keep a reverent atmosphere as you enter into the chapel all the way through the end of Mass. You guys did a great job last time. Just something to work on is just as we enter into Mass or enter into the chapel is to remain quiet and prayerful. When we do call you down, we'll call you down by class. Seniors will come down first, and then we'll do freshmen, sophomores, and then juniors. We ask the teachers if you help kind of situate the kids there. The seniors will be in the chairs up front. The freshmen will be by the choir and the piano there. The sophomores will be on the opposite end, and then the juniors will be in the pews in the back. Just a little note here, when the sign of peace comes around, you're welcome to share that sign of peace with those directly around you. And we appreciate the brotherhood and the brotherly love you guys show during that time, but it isn't a time to travel all the way across from one end of the chapel to the other. It's just a time to share the sign of peace with those around you and then return to the Mass there. And then just a little note about the after-school activity today in room 111, Father Sand's room. Him and Father Lehane will be there answering questions about the Jesuits. You don't need to have a serious, vocation to the Jesuits right now or the priesthood to come to that. It's more open to just any general questions, big or small, about the Jesuits in general, how Father Sand and Father Lehane lived their priestly lives. So we look forward to having the Mass today, and back to the desk.
Now we got a video, an interview with Dr. Peter Koltz.
I'm Dr. Peter Koltz. I graduated in 2000. So after I left St. John's, I went to the Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana. Then I returned back to Toledo. I had a difficult decision between trying to decide to return back to where I was from and trying to go to some medical schools nearby, but I had family in town, so it was a much easier transition to come back to medical school after Indiana University to be by family. Then I went to New York to train in plastic surgery and general surgery. Then I did clinical research in breast cancer, breast reconstruction, and a variety of different body contouring type surgeries. But then I went to Philadelphia to the University of Pennsylvania to train in microvascular surgery, and then I came back here to Toledo again. So there's nothing cooler than what I do. So this is the best job in the world. I get to see different people, different types of people every single day, different age groups. I work on people with all different kinds of problems, from people that get in fights, to people that have cancer, to people that are just unhappy with where they are in life. And I get to act as a counselor, a surgeon, a friend, a mentor to all different types of people. So breast cancer in men is very uncommon, although it happens. Breast cancer in women is very common. So 1 in 9 women have breast cancer, and that affects men around them. Women are staples in our families and our relationships, and I'm assuming 30 people or so in your classes in St. John's now, and so if you look around, there's a few of you that have breast cancer very closely affecting their lives. And I remember being in high school and sitting in everyone's shoes, and the idea of thinking about breast cancer didn't really seem very personal, but there's a lot of patients that I have in my practice that are somewhere between 20 and 70 and 80 years old. My youngest patient in my practice right now with breast cancer is 15 years old. So Matt, one of your sisters could have breast cancer. Men, it happens, but it's not common at all. I do have a couple patients with male breast cancer. More so, men have problems related to traumas. They make bad decisions way more often than women do, unfortunately. And men have other types of cancers that leave them disfigured or have problems that need to be addressed with plastic surgery. So ironically, a lot of men have lumps in their chest or breast, and that can be called gynecomastia. So men are born, just like women are born, with a little bud of tissue behind their nipple. And that's supposed to go away over time. And if it doesn't, then that can develop into a breast in some men. And if that happens, people can be self-conscious about it and they don't like the way it looks. But it can also be something like cancer. And so if it continues to grow, if it becomes painful, if it's bothering you, causing you to worry, it's important to talk to your doctor or your parents about first. And I saw 4 patients today that are men, or young men, that have concerns regarding that. And most of them are not cancer, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And if there's something that you see changing that you don't like, just talk to your parents, talk to your counselor, talk to your teachers, and ultimately you may end up talking to me. So every week I do about 15 breast reconstructive surgeries. So my practice in Toledo is a little bit different than most plastic surgeons even in the country, in that we make breasts out of not just an implant like you think about, but sometimes we take parts of their body elsewhere that they don't like or want to get rid of, and we find the blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, and the nerves, disconnect them from where they're living, along with the skin and the fat, and then we reconstruct the breast out of their own tissue. So classically, it's done just with breast cancer, breast reconstruction is done just with implants, but what makes my practice and our practice here in this area and throughout the country unique is we use people's own tissue. And it's a little bit more specialized and allows us to see a lot of patients that otherwise could not have breast reconstruction. But it's a really rewarding job, because otherwise these women would not have any breast reconstructions. And ultimately, I know people don't really value the idea of having breasts, other than it seems like a silly kind of thing, but it changes women's lives. I had a woman in my office just today crying because she's so grateful that she has breasts before. It's changed. She never had breasts before. After her cancer, she was told she couldn't have them, and it's now that she does. She's 6 months after surgery, and it's transformed her life. She's back to with her family again. She's back to exercising again. It's changed her quality of life immensely, and that's the kind of stuff we do every single day. The best thing in the world is when somebody has a positive change in their life. So Again, plastic surgery, you think about the stuff you see on TV as being kind of superficial, but the best thing about the career and about breast cancer, but really about everything in plastic surgery, is you can really make one small change externally in someone's appearance, and it transforms their life forever. And it seems like it shouldn't be that big of a deal to you and me because we might not have those problems wrong with us. But if you see somebody who fixates on a problem every single day and you can make that problem go away, it changes their lives. So it's an amazing career. I'm very privileged to be in the situation that I'm in, and I love my job. So cancer really affects other people around the person with cancer more so than sometimes the patient themselves. That kind of stuff doesn't get talked about in textbooks. We learn about anatomy and physiology and all the basic sciences that you guys are all learning about now. But the emotional side of cancer, you can't really describe that kind of stuff. The way that it affects sons and daughters and husbands and aunts and uncles, and it's special to see the types of family structures that people have and who really comes out of the woodwork to help people with cancer. And the type of community that we have in Toledo is very different than the types of communities that I saw my patients in Philadelphia and New York have. The Midwest is a special place. I never saw myself coming back to Toledo, and it's really special to see how people in the Midwest really rally around their loved ones to help them recover from something like breast cancer or really any type of cancer.